When you're cleaning up, or when you're cleaning up, just cleaning up. I said just cleaning up. Oh, y'all get on in here. Get up in here. Oh, yes, indeed. Baby, I got some questions and I got some things to say. Child, what you mean you ain't playing nice no more? A washer, scrubber, washer, scrubber, cleaning up. I said washer, scrubber, washer, scrubber, cleaning up. Child, what you say? Child, let me pull my Supremes, honey. One time for the one time. Just cleaning up. Just cleaning up. Child, I thought it was all good in the hood, honey. Yes, I did. I don't think so. I thought it was all smooth as peanut butter, baby. And then the next thing I know, honey, what? The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. Woo! Especially when you're cleaning up. What? Listen. Welcome to Kitchen Table Talk Live with Spillitboy TV. Child, if y'all were down here, let me get on the screen. Y'all see this screen? Y'all see this screen? Y'all see this screen? Al Reynolds, Claudia Jordan, Flame Monroe, TGIF over at Fox Soul. And then over on the other side, honey, puckered with pussy pink lips, Sadie, the return. Because we've been seeing Q. Q been hanging out for a long time. It been Q hanging out. I knew something was off when I turned on my screen and saw Funky Dineva Ross. The character showed back up. I said, Somebody gonna tell me something. Somebody gonna tell me something. So y'all get on up in here. We get ready to have some chit chat. And yes, this is going to be an open chat because I ain't seen everything. I don't know everything. I don't know what's going on. But I immediately got an old nasty piece of deja vu. Old nasty piece of deja vu. Sure did. Sure did. I said, child, what is going on here? What's going on here? Hold on here. All right, so it was 8 o'clock. It was 8 o'clock all over the place, okay? It was 8 o'clock. It was time to go and watch TGIF. Yesterday, Claudia did a fantastic interview with Conscious TV. Fantastic interview. She dropped some information. Let me come on this screen here. Hold on, y'all. Welcome. Hello, everybody. I am Spillitboy TV. For those of you who don't know, and those of you who do, happy 2024. Is 2024 getting ready to be the year of repeat? Is 2024 get ready to be the year of scratch, sniff, and repeat? Because I'm going to go in and I'm going to go into this and tell you, when I said deja vu, I had a whole deja vu this even chain. Do you understand me? Claudia did a fantastic interview over there with Conscious TV. Great, great. Just absolutely great. We got to know some more things about Claudia. It was the best interview I've ever seen Claudia do. And I've been around in this little business here and seeing Claudia and our paths crossing like this for quite a few years. Quite a few years. Yeah, Jared, I come on screen. I don't do too much hiding behind the screen. You know, I'll pull it every now and then just to shake things up a bit. But that's one of my things that I actually pride myself on, always being camera ready. That even when you see me behind the screen, I'm just shaking it up a little bit. Trust me, I ain't pushing the button and not be camera ready. One thing they'll never get on me is a camera slip. If you slip, all you're going to get is Spillitboy TV. Always camera ready, because that's what I do. But thank you so much for being here. And yeah, my folks don't play with me either. They don't play no games with me. I try to do that one or two little videos where I ain't on screen and I get hate mail. I get hate mail. They don't play. They don't play that at all. So we all know what's going on. As far as Funky left TGIF, and everything was supposed to be amicable. Everything was supposed to, come on here, hashtag camera ready. Hashtag camera ready. But, you know, he left and everything was amicable and he gave his reasons why he left and everything made sense. Listen, I told y'all what I had to say. Funky, for me, with what I do here on YouTube, he the blueprint. He the blueprint. So what I did, I take him at his word. I took him at his word. Funky, I took you at your word. But you was holding back. You was playing nice, as playing nice. I don't know exactly what went down, but something went down. And I knew something went down where he put Q in the closet and brought Funky Dineva Ross out of the closet. The wig ain't. I knew right then when I seen that this nigga done went back there and grabbed that wig and shook it down and put it on his head halfway crooked and got. I said, baby, something get ready to get cleaned up, honey. I know it. I've been here too long. I've been following too long. And everything seemed to be fine. Great news, Claudia said they're going to take the chair. The chair is going to be revolving. Conscious TV is one of the people who is going to take a seat in the chair at some point. Y'all know I love Conscious TV. I don't even call him by his name most of the time. Most of the time, I just call him Beauty. That's how I refer to him. I'm like, hey, Beauty, this, that, thing, because everybody knows I love him. And I've always said he is one beautiful creature. He is. And I just call him Beauty. I never usually call him by his name. But I'm so happy for him to be able to go ahead and do his seat over there. There was two people that I saw in mind for the seat once Funky left, and that was Alexander Rogers and Conscious TV. And of course, there were other people who could actually do it, but those two are the first two that actually came to mind. So I was over there, celebrated with them, you know, went over, loved on them. So, baby, I'm going to be there cheerleading. Was so happy about the interview he did. Claudia was over there for almost 4 hours. 4 hours. And she made reference to wait until y'all see who's going to be in the seat this week. And that kind of got kicked out a couple times. Never in my wildest dream did I think that it was actually going to be Flame Monroe. Because we already know Flamin' Row and Funky Dineva is a bit like oil and water. Okay? I think they play nice, but not really. Now, I can't really give you the ins and outs of no real beef or nothing like that, but we know where Funky stands with a lot of stuff that has to do with LGBTQIA, and we know where Flame stands a lot when it comes to LGBTQIA stuff. And you don't usually see Flame and Funky occupying the same space. So when I seen her tonight, I'm not thinking, I don't know what I was thinking. I'm in love mode. Y'all know, child, in another couple hours, baby, I'm gonna switch ages on y'all's ass. So I'm like, I ain't think about none of that. I'm, like my day, we get ready to do my New Year's, and I'm like, cool, chill, no problem. But I should have been paying attention. And my radar should have been going off. And I was there for a little minute because I was a little late getting in there. So that's why I said it's going to be an open chat. I'm going to open it up and drop this link. And anybody want to fill in any blanks or have something to say, I'm going to let you say it tonight. Sure am. But like, wait a minute. Funky live. Now, I know good and well it ain't no accident that Funky is live over top of TGIF. He done worked there for over, what, a year? He know what time TGIF come on, like we know what time TGIF come on. And all this time, since he left, he ain't went live over top of him. And baby, it went on. And the next thing I know, I said, oh no, baby, we playing YouTube games. We are playing YouTube game. And then when I clicked it on and I missed the first part of Funky because I didn't know Funky was live, I said, when I seen that wig cocked up on his head, Ace Deuce, I said, baby, I said, no, wait a minute. I said, what did happen? And then I just started listening to his commentary. His commentary mirroring their commentary. I said, oh, shit, what is going on? I said, child, and I'm looking at them over there, and baby TGIF was hanging on like this, honey. I said, girl, sister is getting y'all, honey. I said, I don't know. I don't know what y'all trying to do here, but sister is getting y'all, honey. And I know y'all had to know that sister was going to get y'all. If sister decided to get petty, sister was going to get y'all, honey. And baby, they was doing their commentary, and sister was doing her commentary. And I said, Lord have mercy. And I just started watching the numbers. I said, oh, shit. Funky Dineva was over there tearing Fox Soul's ass to pieces. Do you understand me? They was rolling with their 4,000, running in there toward the 5,000. That damn Funky, it just kept going and kept going and kept going. And the next thing I know, child, we was sitting up in there, honey, at 14K. I said, bitch, what you say? And it reminded me, that's when the deja vu came. The deja vu came, and I said, I kept trying to push it down. You know how when something comes to you and it bring back memories. It bring back memories. And you just try to push it down. You try to push it down. You know, like that old boyfriend, and you start feeling the kind of way, and you be like, I don't want to feel that kind of way, child. I don't fool with him no more. And you try to push it down. Child, I tried to push it down. I tried to push it down, and I couldn't push it down. It just, what you say? Is 2024 the year of walking backwards through some things we already walked backwards through? We were walking backwards through it while it was going on. It felt so much like that time period that it is goddamn scary. That it is scary. If you were not here in the Battle of the Queen's Court versus the Queen's Supreme Court, you don't understand. And I can't make you understand what it is I'm talking about. If you were here and you spent any time, it had to have run across your mind. I just started to say, you just run across my mind. I mean, everything about it. My position in it. When it started, epic YouTube battle will go down in history. See, that's the thing about, I had a conversation earlier today with a friend was saying about another battle that is an epic battle for YouTube. People say, oh, I'm so sick of hearing about that. And I said, it'll never go away. It'll never go away because it is marked in YouTube history. It'll never go away. And that's the thing. Actual, what people would consider good beefs or good battles, they never go away. And the reason they don't go away is because something else will happen that will remind you and you go through deja vu, or something else will happen and people will start trying to remix the shit and never go away. I was just having that conversation. Literally an hour or two before time for the show. And then here I was again. And my feelings were the same. It was so weird for me because y'all all know on one hand, I love the TS. I loves me some TS Madison, period. I have nothing against Kaya. Do I like everything she do and say? Of course not. Do I agree with everything that TS say? Of course not. But I have a friendship with the TS, and I love the TS. We are a friend. She's a friend of mine. Kaya, I respect what she's done for the industry as far as her musical talent. I matched. Her reading, roasting, and gagging, I matched. So I don't have a problem with her. But here is this literal cat fight. And then there you are as a commentator. And I was pretty quiet. I was quiet. I don't have a whole slew of videos about that time period. So all I could do is share kind of with you now. With most things, you know, I'm a commentator and a storyteller. You can go back in my archives and you see not that, because it just was a weird space, because I was such a big fan of what it was. And when it broke apart, it tore at my heart. I was like, oh my God. And I was like, oh my God, I was feeling that feeling coming back. I was like, oh God, are we here again? Everybody knows I love Funky Dineva. He's the blueprint to what it is that I actually do. If there was no Funky Dineva, and I'm just being honest, if there were no Funky Dineva, I would be here, yes. I would be here, I'd be doing something. But would it actually look like what it looks like? Probably not. Probably not. He is the blueprint to what it is that I do. Love Funky Dineva. Always will. Always will. Always will respect what it is he's done here. Claudia and Al and what they've built on that side, nothing. I got respect for it. I got respect for it. Even with Claudia, even the ups and downs, and she's not a friend of mine, but I got respect. I do have respect for her time on reality TV and all these things. And you've grown to really care for her and her presence, and you can't slight her with what it is she's done. I just talked about it. And then after the interview she did last night, I was actually I got notes where I was actually coming to talk to y'all about the interview. Come on, camera, don't do me like that. I had notes. I was coming to talk to y'all about that. That was a topic today. But look where we at. We somewhere different. We somewhere different. This done took the YouTube turn. It done took the YouTube turn. And I don't know all the details. He didn't say outright that he's talking to Claudia. He got all the way just about, and he ran the show. So it was given, don't play with me. Don't play with me. But was that for Claudia? Was that for Al and Claudia? Was it for Fox Soul? I don't know because Funky didn't say. But all I know is some shit's going down. He said something about to the effect of people playing in his face, people putting up a good front. Baby, I know that. I know how that works. I've been part of that type of thing, where you tried to hold it and keep things behind the scenes, and then it come to the front, and now you defend this shit you should have never had to defend if you would have just blasted it in the beginning. Keep in mind, that's one of Funky's things. It's one of the things we learn from Funky as content creators. This is a Funky Dineva lesson. You listen and you listen good. If I learned one thing, I learned many. This was the first one. You don't let no bitch, and this is words, not mine. And you don't let no bitch blast you with your tea. If it look like your tea get ready to come out, you come out and you blast yourself. You don't let no bitch blast your tea. And I'm like, I've known him to be true to that. Listen. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where we are, but I will say this. I know what it feel like. I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like. And it feels like we're going through the Maddie versus Kaya thing all over again. All over again. I feel like we're there. I'm like, oh my God. He said he's coming back tomorrow at 8 o'clock. And it was definitely a battle of numbers. And Fox Soul lost this round, which, that's not, that didn't shock me, but I couldn't believe we were actually in the space where it was actually going on, because everything was supposed to be so cool. Now, here's the thing with me now. So you got to know, I said I'm going to drop my link. I'm going to drop the link, and I'm going to let whoever wants to come up and have their say. You could have your say. And this is not the Funky Dineva show. This is not the Fox Soul show. This is Kitchen Table Talk Live with Spillitboy TV. So I want you to feel however you want to feel, and I want you to say what it is that you want to say. Now, don't get crazy. Don't get up here cussing, fussing, and carrying on, because we're going to have some decorum. And we're not going to be all night long. So you're not going to get up here and talk for 2 hours. That's my role. So that's what we're going to do. Okay? So I'm going to go on. I'm going to drop this link. Y'all come on up. Tell me what you saw that maybe I didn't see. Tell me how you feel. Where you think we are. Where you think this is going to go. Do you think it's going to continue on? What is this getting ready to actually be? I will say this. In the very beginning of the Kaya and Maddie thing, I was like, okay, well, they're just having a little spat. They'll be back together. We'll be back to the normal programming and all of that. They never got back to the regular programming. We never got back to what it was that we were enjoying. What we ended up with, there was a whole sector birthed from that fallout. Do you understand what I'm saying? There was a whole sector of YouTube birthed from the fallout of those two people. Because people chose this side, people chose that side, and they got to fighting. And these people, a lot of these people are still fighting today. Do you understand? About this, that, and everything. A whole sector. A lot of people in that sector don't even know why they fighting. Can't even give you the background story. Can't even trace it back to any of the Kaya and Maddie stuff. They just fight. Some people just over there fighting because it just seemed like a good idea and they seen other people doing it. But that's another story. I digress. Let me go ahead and drop this link, and whoever wants to come up can click the link and we can have a little chat. Nola Fleck, listen. So I remember when you had to clear the room on that Las Vegas fiasco. And guess what? I ain't never stopped clearing the room on that Vegas fiasco. It's still going on from 2016 till now. We're in 2024 and people are trying to remix that. And I'm gonna always clear it. Every time somebody move one detail, baby, I'm going to go in and let have. That's what it ain't never going to die. It's never. Hi, misunderstood. Welcome to Treasurer Lane, honey. Welcome to Kitchen Table Talk Live. Hey, what's going on? There's the link. So anybody, and that's anybody who wants to click, come on up, act like you got some sense, or I'll whip you into shape and make you act like you have some sense. But we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have some chit chat. Have some chit chat, and you'll be able to get some things off your chest. Because I know there's a lot of people watching, a lot of people watching, and I know you all got a lot of things to say. Maddie and Kaya gave a lot of YouTubers their core audiences. Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it really. There was a listen when even just some of the things that you hear on YouTube now. When you hear somebody say, "So and so child, they feed in the streets," that all came from the whole Maddie and Kaya thing, because Lord knows for months and months on end, Maddie and Kaya was feeding the streets. Yes, they were. I know people may disagree, but I feel Claudia Leach's. Let me see. I know people may disagree, but I feel Claudia Leach's on the LGBTQ or LGBT community. She throws shade at trans folks every chance she gets while benefiting. It's been said a whole lot of times. What's going to really tear TGIF apart is that Al gets to yelling at women too much when he gets agitated. It makes for bad TV, and he's going to meet the right one of these new hosts. I've seen that being said. I've seen that being said as well. Not Queen's Court Gate. Hello, Vanessa. How you doing, babe? Kenneth. Hello, love. How are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you fine. Hold on one second. Raimi. Is it Raimi?
Yes. Hello. How are you?
I'm good, love. How are you? Hold on.
I'm
We got
doing
one more
great.
person. Hold on. J Love.
Hey, how are you?
Welcome. I'm good. Welcome, everybody. How are you all doing?
Good,
Happy
good,
New
good.
Year to everyone.
Happy New Year.
Happy early birthday, Aunt.
Thank you, baby. I appreciate it. Okay, Kenneth, you were first. What's going on, my love?
So you know I'm here to state the facts. So let me tell you what happened. So a while back, Flame Monroe did an interview. I'm not sure who it was with, but she sat there and she talked really, really bad about Funky. I guess somebody asked her about him, and she was like, "Well, I'm not really a fan of what he does. He's a man, in a wig. I'm just scared for his comedy. He's a crackhead, yada yada yada." Pretty much talking really, really bad about him, right? So when they had the story on Fox Soul, that's when Funky went back and said that she would never be on the platform. Like,
Okay.
I don't really care for her to be on the platform, not on this platform, the way she keep on talking about me. So after that, the first chance Fox Soul get, they put Flame Monroe on the platform.
Right.
Now, last week, let me tell you how I knew something was wrong. I was fan of Flame. Last week in Flames Live, she kept playing that clip of Funky Dineva saying that, while Fox Soul was trying to uh, give the 1-2 about the next co-host or whatnot on their IG. She said, "Y'all remember that? Y'all keep on remember this. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen." And she just keep on trying to go at him, baby. When Funky went on tonight, I knew it was time to turn the tables. It was at that time that we knew that Funky Dineva Ross was back and was nobody gonna play in her face. Mm-hmm. And you know what? You cannot blame her. You cannot blame the situation. It is what it is. She had to reclaim her spot, and I believe in it. She's from Miami. She's from Miami. What she gonna do?
To pull an enemy. But then once you're gone, and I said, I thought maybe, and I'm like, okay, ratings. You would figure that would get you ratings, but at the same time, you've got to know, if Funky got a nasty bitch that lives inside of him, and you have to know. But maybe they didn't think that he would actually do it, because Funky has gotten so calm and he don't really beef. Like that on, but I mean,
3 months down the road, maybe.
Well, it's like riding a bike. I mean, if I choose not to beef, that's one thing. Vanessa, come back, please. Vanessa was in the back. If I choose not to beef, I'm just sparing you. It's not because I forgot how to beef.
Exactly.
And I don't clean up every time somebody says something I don't like. But Funky been kind of calm for a while, so maybe they just said, "I want to be all right."
But I'll tell you one more thing, and I'm gonna let somebody else go on this platform. But when I seen him come on, all I want to do is play that song, "Just Cleaning Up."
What you got, child? I couldn't get around it. I just looked. I said,
"Oh, it was too much." I love you so much. Talk to you later.
Love you too. All right, baby. That was Candace. Okay. I'm trying to think who was next. Was it Raimi that was next?
I believe so.
Okay.
Hi, James.
Hi, love.
I have been watching you for years. This is my first time ever interacting. And I want to say, you give Funky Dineva all this credit about being the blueprint. But, baby, you are the blueprint for so many of us. Keep doing what you're doing. And let's get into this mess, okay?
All right.
I watched Funky Dineva's live tonight, and I was not even aware that the Fox Soul was going on, because I only watched Fox Soul because of Funky Dineva. And toward the end, Funky Dineva said something, and he said, "Child, of course she talking about me." That's what she always do. I don't know if anybody else caught that little bit of tea. And I don't know who he was referring to, but if I had to guess, it was somebody over there on Fox Soul. So it was toward the end of his live. So I clicked off and ran over to Fox Soul, and sure enough, it was going. And that's when I saw that Flame Monroe was on there. And just as soon as I clicked in, Claudia was wrapping that show up real fast. And so I don't know if they were having some kind of behind the scenes banter or talk or whatever. But if anybody else caught that, I know I'm not the only one. But he said to somebody, maybe somebody in the comments or the chat, said she over there talking about you. I don't know who or what, but he said, of course she's over there talking about me. That's just what she do. And I said, well, that's a long cry from the professional. It wasn't no, bad blood, and, the money wasn't right. And it just really kind of opened my eyes. And right. Sure enough, Claudia seemed like she was running and skirting and getting the heck up out of Dodge, because she probably saw that it wasn't just me. She probably saw a couple of people coming over to see what she was saying about Funky Dineva.
Well, there was a lot of going back and forth. The people were going back and forth, dropping in the chat saying that, and we've lost the etiquette of not dropping down in people's chat and saying that somebody else is live. That's like a trolling thing. But there was a lot of that. There was people coming over, dropping the numbers and saying, y'all losing in numbers and this, that, thing, and the other. So that was going on. But you got to remember, on Fox Soul, Claudia's on a time. crunch because they could only be on for an hour. So I thought that was the whole rush because she was when I came in, she was
Okay.
in the she was doing her fashion commentary on the Golden Globes,
She
and
was.
the people weren't paying no attention, no way.
And she
But
cut Flame Monroe clean off, honey.
yeah, she cut claim off, but they were at the hour mark. Funky was getting ready to wrap up. He was wrapping up at the hour mark along with them. So you had that thing going on as well.
Okay.
So,
Well, years and years and years ago, one good thing that came out of the Vegas fiasco, as someone mentioned before, was I heard that you made some sort of a mean herb baked chicken, and I have always wanted to get your recipe. So when you do, are you hungry? Please do that chicken recipe.
absolutely. I'm actually working on some Are You Hungry stuff. And like I've bought some new stuff and definitely going to be building onto that part of my umbrella. So keep watching, keep watching. I did right at the end of the year and the beginning of the year. I've been buying some stuff so I can play in the Are You Hungry
Well,
situation.
I
So
will never stop watching. You were my introduction to YouTube, along with some of the other OGs. I'm just happy to see that you're still here, baby. I ain't never gonna stop watching you. I search you up by name.
thank you so much. I appreciate
I'm gonna tap out. Let
that.
somebody else come on.
All right, baby. Thank you so much.
Bye bye.
J Love.
What's up, James? How you doing?
I am good. I am
All right.
good.
So let me put my little 2 cents in on this. I actually was asleep and woke up late. So I was running to Fox Soul because I was excited that Flame Monroe was going to be on there. Because I knew, first of all, when they said Funky was leaving, I know they mentioned other names, but I knew instantly Flame Monroe was going to be in that position in some way, shape, or form. Because it just
It
fits
makes
what
sense.
Flame Monroe already does. But I
Hmm.
remember clearly there was some kind of controversy on the show. The others have referred to it as well. And Flame said, she'll never be on here. Not while I'm here. No, she won't.
I remember that.
And those at Fox Soul, they respected that. While Funky was there, Flame Monroe was not there. I don't even think Flame Monroe was really mentioned anymore after that in any way, shape, or form. So, and then when Funky gave his speech, I just laughed. It was a money deal. It was this or that. My thing was, well, Funky, how you gonna pull the strings when you the one cut the cord? How you gonna tell them people who to bring on, who not to bring on? You the one left. You could have had that position. You chose to leave. You said you took the high ground or the money ground or whatever. I thought it was a little bit just too petty. It was good. Now, don't get me
Mhm.
wrong. It was good for the mess. But in the long run, what does it do?
Right.
Because Fox Soul, they're building something and they're going to keep on building. And even with this controversy, more are going to watch, more are going to tune in. And for Funky, more is going to watch, more is going to. But where does it go, Funky? What's your end game? Is this just for this week? You're just trying to cut off Flame Monroe? That's the part I don't get. And personally, I never really watched Funky when he was Funky.
Okay.
I really got into Funky more as Q. And by coincidence, I didn't start watching Funky Dineva at all until the T.S. Madison and Kaya back and forth. When he broke it all down, talked about Kaya like a dog, and then he was the one who replaced Kaya on the Queen's Court. So basically, Flame just did a Funky on Funky. Basically.
No.
Now, if it was good
Mhm.
enough for you to do it, good enough for you to make all these videos about it, and then slide on into Queen's Court, and then tour all around with T.S. Madison, and build your brand, and do all of this, and do all of that, why can't Flame do it? Flame been doing it by herself this whole time. Why can't Flame slide on? Because Flame didn't talk about you. Flame didn't get you fired. Flame didn't go behind the scenes. Flame just slid on in. You left, slid on in.
There's definitely a point there because you told me I wouldn't and she didn't prove you wrong, but it is like a slap in your face in the midst of that beef. See, because it's beefs so yeah, all's fair in love and war now.
All is fair, but some wars you ain't even got to fight. All you got to do is sit back and cross your legs. Because if you that one, you that one. So to me, it made Funky look a little bit too bothered as well. Because if you cross your legs and watch the numbers. I think she would have. I don't know. Maybe if she came on live right afterwards, like, did y'all see that? And
who Claudia or Funky?
Funky.
Well, see, I think the whole point was, and take it from me, who's a beefer now. You know, I do what I do over here, but I will beef. And there's times when sometimes I just got to show a bitch, and I have gone live over top of a bitch and drained their chat. You know, that is one of the arts of YouTube war. So when it happened, I knew what I was looking at. I was just trying to talk myself out of it, like, no, that ain't it. That ain't it. I know what I was looking at, child. Look at. Sometimes you do have to show somebody. Listen, there is a pecking order. But again, like you said, what is the end game? Are you going to do it every night? I mean,
if he
does it every night, and I don't know where that would leave Fox Soul. Because if they, I don't know.
He'll do it. I think both of the numbers will increase, but they're not gonna get the numbers Funky got.
Yeah, I'm going to say, because if he takes and wears them out by 10,000 subscribers night after night after night, what do we really? I mean,
but how many subscribers did they have per night? I don't know.
They were right up under 5. I don't think they ever hit 5. I don't think they ever hit 5,000.
They did.
Did they?
They did?
Yes.
Okay.
They capped.
Okay. Yeah, because he was at 14. The highest I saw when I was floating around and trying to get myself together, he was at 14, and I thought they were under 5. But even with 5, that's 9,000.
Mm-hmm. It was a specific. It was a specific episode. If you go back and look.
Okay, Child Bastard. They barely got 6,000. Okay.
Yeah.
So still about an 8,000 subscriber difference. So he proved his point with that.
But it was still comparable to what they've done before.
It was right at the turn of when they started going to 5 days a week, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But good evening, everybody. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, love.
It's been a long time, James.
It has. It's good to see you, though.
It is very good to see you. The beautiful stranger that was just speaking, she made some very beautiful points. She made some very accurate points. But I do want to point out that in the live that Funky did make a disclaimer. Actually, I want to reference to him as Quentin. I don't want to call him. I don't want to call him Funky. I want to call him Quentin because I am in Florida. Matter of fact, I'm in Palm Beach County. So I am like, listen, we are some Florida people. So I got a different context on this thing.
Right.
But when you were speaking about as far as, I guess, like his delivery, he did make a disclaimer about really like kind of, and I'm paraphrasing, about having no filter at a certain point.
Okay.
And basically like the gloves were coming off.
You know what? Was it earlier on, like when he said, like, I'm over at my space and I can say what I want to say?
Yeah.
So he made a disclaimer. And this was before, like at the end, like in the middle, when he was like, don't be playing in my face and all that stuff.
Right.
This was in the beginning. He was like pretty calm about it. But he was just saying, I'm not good at like having a filter. He's not good with being a lady and having etiquette. He wasn't being a rich white woman. He was being that Florida hood chick.
Right.
So that's where he was coming from.
That was the warning.
Yes.
You said that was the warning.
That was the warning.
And it was
he really played it nice.
It was funny to me because I'm looking at the clock. I'm Eastern time. And so I'm looking at the clock and I'm ready to tune in to I'm trying to stay loyal and watch TGIF. Right. And so I'm looking in, but then I see on my phone, I see a notification said that Funky Dineva was going live. So I'm like, I just go ahead and hit it. And so I'm like, oh snap. And just like James said, he had on the wig and I said, oh snap.
I knew it. I was like,
but then he had some sound difficulties or whatever. And so then it shut down. So then I was like, then I want to see, okay, how long is it going to take before it came back up? I didn't even bother to go on Fox. So I just wanted to see how long it was going to come. He came back up and I want to watch those numbers. And when I looked at it, it was 2,000 and it was at 802. Then it went from 3.1 and that was at 803. And then it went from 5,000 and then it went to 6.5 and then it went to 8.
He was
and at 10 minutes, we were at 14.
He was almost at 10,000. 10,000.
I was like, I don't know what they did.
He really did.
I don't know what they did this evening, but bless their hearts, they didn't make it.
Not bless their hearts.
let me ask y'all a question. How y'all doing this evening? Because sis, you was making some really good. I was watching the numbers myself, right? And I was toggling back and forth between like my iPad and my phone because at this point it was like a ping pong match. I'm sitting here like, what the heck is going on? But there were so many things that stood out for me, right? And I love Funky. Don't get me wrong. Loyal Funky Bunch, right? But James, you made a good point when you took it back to T.S. Madison and Kaya. And then I thought back to, Gator Croc and all these beats, and, all these different things. And I kid you not, you guys, when I saw the first video where I heard the sound distortion, and then so I clicked off and clicked back on, and when he popped up, I kid you guys, no joke, the first thing I said to myself was, he done lost his mind, like not like literally, but I said,
like he had enough.
Something happened. Yes, I was like, something has happened behind the scenes. This is bigger than. And at the time, I didn't even realize Flame was on there. And I was like, oh my gosh, him and Claudia, I had some beef, or him and Al or whatever. But when I saw that wig, saw that loud green screen, saw that lipstick, I said, this is either him going, let me show you who invented it. Let me show you how this started, because that's really what it was. He taught everybody about lighting and all this other stuff. I said, or this is a person who has gone completely unhinged. And after watching his whole video, I said it's a little bit of somebody. It's a little bit of both in the middle. You get what I'm saying? It's a
Florida. He was ready to fight.
Yeah. No. Listen, and I get it.
It wasn't.
Listen, and I get it. I know. Listen, I'm not disputing that, but it was. Let me show you how this game is really played, and I'm also pissed off. You see what I'm saying? So I think there was some valid points.
Inclusively.
Yeah.
Yes, he had difficulties, but look, he even tried.
But there was some valid points made, like the young lady.
And he was like, "You don't have your thing set up," and he said, "Well, pin my thing up there." So they pinned his Cash App up there. They sent him Cash App.
No. Listen, I'm not disagreeing. I'm not even disagreeing, but. Listen, and I absolutely agree because I'm there. But I'm gonna tell you something. over the past week or so, right? The rumblings after he made his first initial post, his first initial video. There was, it went on for a couple of days, like those big hitting YouTubers. They got their numbers in, they had their videos. Now you seeing the trickle of the videos, the couple, whatever. I don't really watch Make It Make Sense that often, but I will watch him sometimes, just depending on the subject matter. And he said something that kind of struck a chord with me. He said all the great things that we say about Funky Dineva. He's witty, he's sharp, you know what I'm saying? He got all those things. But he said something, and I've been trying to process it. He said he felt like Funky Dineva was a liability.
Interesting.
And
sometimes,
now, mind you, he was going up for him. But I said to myself, I could see how one would think that, but then it makes you think that they also could have utilized him to get those numbers.
They did.
They used him to get that fan base. They used him to bring that energy. And then they say, hey, be you, do your thing, drink your drink, talk your stuff, but let me reel you back. You can't put people who have that kind of space, energy, and presence in a box, and then after letting them kind of reign free. Now, to his credit, he'll tell you quick, he don't do corporate. He done did his time in corporate America. That's why he do what he do. But there has to be balance. And at the point where you want more of me, but you want to tone me down, make the money make sense. I feel so. I think tonight was a culmination of, bitch, I'm tired, but let me show you how this really goes, how this really started. That's why when I saw tonight was raw, uncut, back in the day, him. But I'm tired. Yeah.
But beautiful. Go back to that initial thought, because that was very poignant. You said that he's a liability.
Mm-hmm.
That's very pertinent, because that makes a lot of
sense. It was Make It Make Sense. It was his, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say that was his first video first or only video about about Funky leaving. Now he broke it down. He made a lot of good points about some things.
Yeah, but I want to take a look at just a timeline about Quentin himself. James, if you follow along with me, if we go back to like when Quentin had his website. Remember when he had his website? Yep. And then he had he gave some reasoning to why he let that go. Of course, I don't remember all of it.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Real, I can hear you, baby.
I don't want to talk over anyone. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm going to say, go ahead and make this point, and then we're going to let her, because she was at one of the earlier ones that came up, but she fell back down. So go ahead and make the point that you was making.
Yes, okay. So remember when he had the website, and then he gave some reasoning to why he had to let that go, and then he was doing the reviews. He was doing his commentary on his channel. He was kind of staying consistent with that, with certain shows and things like that. Then he went on to do the platform with T.S. Madison. Then he segued on to the sister circle. So then he has the rate. So there's been a lot of
inconsistency,
segue, but nothing that I would say that sticks. These are the things.
He has had really great opportunities that we've seen as an audience presented to him, or that he's involved himself in. They're really, really good from what I've seen, but they don't last long. And even as a fan, follower, whatever, as much as I enjoy his commentary and his energy, I start to wonder, is it him? You feel what
Well,
I'm saying?
the same way he goes, is it me? It might be.
You know what I'm saying? Because when a person, like, I mean, when you live and die in a free spirit, you don't have to answer to nobody. You don't have, and then you got to think about where he is in his, probably in his mental health journey in his life. You know, sometimes you can go a little bit farther left than you intend to, and then with always in the back of your mind, like, I ain't got to do that. I can go back over here, because YouTube has always been the safe place for him. I've wondered that myself. At some point, we have to look at it and say, is it always everybody else? And I think part of the catalyst for the Fox Soul situation, it probably came down to the money. But again, you got to look at the long money also. Like, maybe he wasn't ready. Maybe he didn't want to just stick out for the long money. Maybe it was just, or maybe, and because we don't know the specifics about how much that was, it could have been significant enough where he was just like, I'm working for free. At that point, you walk away.
Right. Now I'm gonna hold what I have to say, and I'm gonna go ahead and let the real Nessa talk.
Yes, ma'am, because
And
she's
then
been
I'll
waiting.
come, yeah, then I'll come back to what it is that I'm gonna say about the difference between the Q and funky. Go ahead, Miss
Mm-hmm.
Nessa.
Thank you, James. Good evening, everyone. How are you
Good
Hey,
doing?
Nessa
evening.
girl.
Hey.
Hey, James, I want to say I love you so much. You just don't know how you platform has helped me, because I have a gay son and I had to learn a lot. And I
Mm.
didn't turn my back. It helped me grow as a mother. And now we have the best relationship ever. And I just want to tell you, thank you so much for teaching me and just learning so much from you from that perspective.
Oh, that's
Oh,
so
not a
beautiful.
problem. Yeah, thank you. And trust me, my mom didn't. My mom. It was a process. Just like we gotta learn it and learn how to deal with it. I think your parents need a chance to catch up as
Yeah.
well. So God bless y'all. I'm glad y'all got to that good space, because it's everybody needs some time to figure out what it is we got going on here.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So back to funky. Now I was nosy. I kept on switching off and going back to look at Funky Soul. And when they
Did they
ended
shade him?
at 8 o'clock, it was 3.7. That's it.
Mm.
It was 3.7.
Mm.
And when I went back to him, because he was waiting, that he had one more minute, and then he went off, and we were still at 14,000.
Mm. Mm.
So
Mm.
to me, he proved his point. Now,
Yes, ma'am.
also, what I do think is that stuff had been going on with them way before it had to do with any way before anything, because why would they both sign, Claudia and Al signed a 1-year contract and he only do 6 months? And she tried to say that she did
Mm-hmm.
that signed a 6-month
Yep.
contract. So I'm thinking that stuff was already going on, because you have to remember they were always going for tiff tat all the time, back and forth all the time. And
Yeah.
me personally, I think with
Mm.
him, I know he can be a little eccentric and he go in and go in and go in on folks, but to me, I think they used him because they needed him. He didn't need them. He
Yep.
said for a whole year, I make more money doing my YouTube
Yeah.
videos.
Right.
He said that.
Absolutely.
He said he never
Yeah.
cashed. So check. Y'all remember that? He always said
Mhm.
that.
Yeah. I remember
So
that.
to me, I think they needed him for their ratings,
He had the
because
capability.
Yeah.
Claudia and Al together, that don't work for me. They had to have somebody else to boost it up, and they had him. Now, whether it was about money or not, still, because she got on her live and said he needs to stop putting himself in that category with Taraji when it was nothing like that. He said
Well,
that.
why not?
Hold
I
up.
mean, because
Hold up. Hold
why
up.
not?
Hold up. I'm sorry. Say that again. Who said what?
She went on her live about an hour ago or whatever it was, and she said he needs to stop saying that his situation was like Taraji, because it's not. Hers was about a color, and he's talking about money, and it's not the same. That's what she said.
Well,
And
didn't
Claudia
Taraji
said
mention
that.
pay disparity?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Real quick. Who said that? Claudia said that about him.
Yes, ma'am. Claudia said that.
Oh, see, so you're giving me context because I'm sitting there wondering who he fussing with. Cause I'm thinking it's all Flame, and
No.
I'm saying to myself, please don't let it be
Mhm.
Claudia, cause I know she went live on. I missed the rest of it. I didn't know
Mhm.
she said that.
No.
Oh, now,
It's
now see, now I'm a little
Claudia.
upset. Now that kind of turned the tide for me.
That's who it is. His
So is she
business.
more upset? So is Funky more upset at Claudia or the
To
network?
me, I
Like
think so.
who did the inviting of
I
Flame
think
Monroe, or maybe got nothing to do with Flame at all? Flame's a casualty too.
Yeah,
right.
now that's how I saw it. I felt
Yeah,
like Flame said, "Well, yeah, I'll do it because naturally that's like a dig at him because we already got a little thing going on." But being used, she's being used because they could have put anybody in the seat. But
Right.
she made sense because
that's
right
right.
now you need views. You need the people to have a reason to keep coming back watching.
Yep.
And last week the folks wasn't coming watching. The folks was coming in there being shady. People were coming in. They were literally dragging them in
Yeah.
the comments. I don't think that people
Yeah.
really even heard the commentary last week. They were being so mean, in the
Yeah.
comments saying, give Funky the money, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, he said
Yep.
it was okay. But again, I said, oh, I don't know. And
Oh
look at
my
that. That's what
God.
they say. I mean, we know he's that girl. It said Funky's live got 47K in 1 hour. Yes,
Woo.
that's funky. And to say that he's not like Taraji, absolutely. In this situation, he absolutely is the Taraji of this situation.
Right.
Absolutely.
But
But I'm
she
Absolutely.
curious.
kept
Remember, I mean, he put out an amicable video,
mm-hmm.
parting ways.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to ask Beautiful, did so you said that Claudia's live just came out an hour ago?
No,
Yeah,
funky. Claudia went live when I went live.
yeah.
Claudia went live when you went live,
It
James?
was
But
in
you,
the chat. Yeah, some people were saying in the chat that Claudia went live.
Yeah, okay, I saw that. So
mm-hmm.
that's what she said in that live, when in this recent live, she made that
Yes.
comment.
Made that comment that he should stop putting himself in the category with Taraji because it's not. Hers was about a black thing. His
Okay.
is
She
different.
said
That's
he
what
needs to stop so that means that that statement is indicative that he's been putting himself there. So now I'm because he left amicably based on what we saw. So now
right.
what happened in between then and now in the back
That's what I'm
that we
saying.
weren't privy
Because
to
because
for her
because
to
if you
say
go
that?
back, if you go back, there have been some comments that he's responded to where people have asked him if
Mm-hmm.
they fix the pay, would you come back? And he said yes. And this was as recent as a couple days ago.
Yeah, I saw
He
that
has
too.
he has always said like, hey, make the money right, I'll be back.
Mm-hmm. But she kept on saying, "Oh, he can audition again. He can audition again."
Audition.
Yeah,
Audition.
Audition. They didn't
Yeah,
audition in the first place.
because
It was
yeah,
all happening at Cynthia
because
Oh
Bailey's wedding.
Lord.
yeah, because she was comparing it to the Breakfast Club. She was like, "We're gonna do rotating guests, and if
we're
he
gonna do
wants to come back up and visit, yeah, she did say that.
They were an
After
envisioned
She did
audition, now
say
collaborator.
that.
that's rude. Now that's rude.
How are you
yeah,
going to make him audition for something he was envisioned for?
right. That's what
And
I'm
and
saying.
um and
All that
auditioning
to
means
me,
you think everyone is
oh, wait,
irreplaceable? So Al at any moment can go. This one any moment can go. Oh, is
He
this a
can.
Well, now the truth of the matter, now let's just be truthful. Let's be truthful. Because if this was Al, we wouldn't be here.
You right.
If
well,
Al
Oh,
left,
absolutely
we
not.
would not be here.
well.
We might be
There
here
wouldn't have
for a
been not
different
one video
reason.
made.
We might be here for a different reason.
Laughing and carrying
It'll be,
on. But it's, I mean, and
yeah,
no
we'll be
shade
here
to
for,
Al, but nobody would have cared if
yeah.
Al left.
Oh no,
Yeah,
no.
we be here. We'll be here for a hot second because then it's just okay.
We
Who's
were trying to figure
up
out who's
next?
coming next.
Because
Yeah, it
whoever
wouldn't
they
make
put,
nobody mad.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you something. Out of the whole time I've been watching it, they have yet to have a guest host that I really felt like would work long term.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't like when Heavenly was there. Because that
I
whole
did
thing,
not either.
with her and Al, it didn't look good on Heavenly. It didn't look good on
Mm-mm.
Al. It looked bad,
Mm-mm.
like the whole way around. Because she's the woman and
It
he's the
didn't look good
man,
on the
and she's
teleprompter.
screaming. That
Mm-hmm.
upset the people. And then she's screaming at him, and she's actually just a guest. That upset some people. It just was a bad look the whole way
Yeah.
around, and it was
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
it disrupted the show. It
It really
literally
did.
disrupted the show that day.
And Carlos was good for a moment, but Carlos his stratosphere is different. You know what I'm saying? His stratosphere is different. What he's doing with these celebrity interviews and his stuff, this is just a little yang 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 around the house. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is just come over here for a hot
Yeah.
second. There
Yeah,
hasn't
Carlos
Carolina.
doesn't need to be a
Yeah,
part
I
of
never
an
really felt
ensemble. He creates
Yeah.
ensembles.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
I personally don't see this show lasting to the summer.
It's not.
I mean I don't give it
Um,
to the summer because the energy it's going to have to be somebody. First of all, whoever comes, they can't be somebody who is in conflict one way or another with Funky Dineva because there's always going to be that beef there because people are going to bounce to see if they're going to check the numbers to see if the numbers are working, but it's only going to work for a little bit of time because they can't come on, do the commentary, shade Dineva, and then move on like, you know what I'm saying? Because then it becomes messy. It doesn't become about
right.
pop culture commentary. It becomes about let's talk about Funky Dineva. They got to get somebody who was completely 9 degrees separated from him completely. It can't be anybody that he has any beef with.
Yeah, it's
Well, who
going
do
to
you think they're
change
going
Or
to
the
get for
or
next
show
week?
if they're in battle with Funky. It's going to change the
it's not
trajectory
gonna
of the
work.
show.
Yeah, it's not
It's
going
Absolutely.
to
going
work.
to change everything.
And then you know what? Let me ask you guys this though. Do you think him coming back would work? Because I don't see the energy being the
No,
same.
Not now.
no, I don't.
Mm-mm.
I don't think it's the same because he would probably be in the back of his thinking, in his head, thinking, what is he thinking? What is he thinking? But more or less, what
Yeah.
is Claudia thinking?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
I don't think,
It's like
and
No, I'm
I
walking
don't
with
with
know if they had a
grenades. Like, who's getting ready to do that? We ain't
and
right.
they
going to
had a
have to.
friendship building, a friendship going between them two, between those
They
three.
had it. Yep. Genuine
Yeah,
friendship.
What
yeah.
where is that going to be now?
Yeah,
Did we
after
listen
tonight,
to did we listen to what he said? He said he's not going back anymore. This year he is like done.
He
He is
said
so
not going to
if
be changed in his face in 2024. That's what he said.
if he's gonna
He's not
stand true to his word, your word is your bond. And if he's gonna stand 10 toes down in what he said, then there is no going back. He put the nail in the coffin, and what's done is done.
Mm-hmm.
going to
there's a question. Do I think it changed when they did the TGIF live in Texas? No. I feel like this
Mm-mm.
has been going on ever since the bargaining table, and it's just seeping out now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that now that he's not on the show, people stop playing nice. And I believe he said, okay, well, I ain't got to hold my mule no more. And boom, here we go.
he
Here we
go.
go.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. How
And
it
after
go.
tonight, there is no going back. That
no.
what
That's
he
it.
did
That's
to
right.
them with those numbers, they gotta feel some type of way. And he probably feels some type of way because it's like, bitch, I told you don't play with me. You know what I
And
mean?
he
There is no going back.
Yeah, and you know what? I can see him once he sober up this weekend. I can see him coming back next week, and I'm not calling this an apology. I can see him coming back saying, "You know what? I said what I said. I stand on business. I'm over it, and I'm done. Ain't no hard feelings. I slept on it, and I wash my hands of it, and I move on. And as long as they leave him alone, he'll leave it alone.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
But
saying? If you
I
think
go
about it, he could take the high road and say, I said what I said, I meant it, no hard feelings, let's move on, and still not go back. I can see
right.
him doing that.
But will they want to move on because you've now embarrassed them publicly?
right.
And that's that just is not a good
The
thing.
trust is gone. The trust
Yeah.
is gone.
Mhm.
The trust is gone because even if you think about it, even in your job, you don't have to get along with your coworkers, your supervisor. You don't have to get along with them, but there becomes a place of your job. In some instances, become a safe place for you because it becomes a place where if if something happens to me, somebody is going to reach out and come to my assistance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And there's no trust there now. I
But
wouldn't go back there.
I
he
wouldn't.
left. After you leave, how do you dictate what goes on after you
But
leave?
now I have to disagree with this right here, Stephanie. You said they embarrassed him too. Claudia telling him to re-audition. That's not an embarrassment to him because he showed tonight that there's no need for him to re-audition. Maybe they
That's
should
right.
re-audition because he literally tripled the revenue
Hmm.
to them. There was nothing embarrassing. It was truly a slap in their face. It was
Right.
truly a
Yeah.
slap in their face. It was given like, yeah, that was. It is. I mean, it was on him, baby. Listen, let me tell you. When it goes to beefing in these streets, he absolutely let their asses have it. He did,
Yeah.
Yeah.
flat out. But
And
again,
what
now we are in full on beef. We're in
hmm
full on beef, and there is no going back. After
There's no going.
somebody was going to lose. He was either
Yeah.
going to embarrass himself. He took the gamble, but it really wasn't a gamble because
That's right.
he knows what he brings
Yeah.
to the table. He knows,
Hmm.
and I don't
So
think about him being a liability. At times, yes, 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 yes,
hmm
because they are Fox Soul. He is Funky, and the thing is, Funky Dineva Ross and Q are two different people.
Different
that's
people.
right.
They are two different personas that live in one body, just like James, Spillitboy TV, and Milan Trezor are two different entities. You will not see me usually in full drag up here, literally cussing y'all out and carrying on. That is more so what Spillitboy does. My drag persona is, for the most part, she's docile and quiet.
Right.
I'm a performer. I get up and perform. I get down and I take the makeup off and go home. But me as Spillit Boy, if you try me, I will drag your ass. So it's just like, no mental issue, no nothing. It just is what it is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So that's why I said when he put the wig on, baby, I get it. I get it. I knew where we was going. I knew
He
Mm-hmm.
what
was
side
really
of town
going
he was
there.
hanging out on. Yeah. And see, that's the thing. Q Q worked on Fox Soul.
Right.
Funky Dineva, the actual Funky because it's Funky Dineva Ross. When that big come up out of that closet, we ain't seen Funky Dineva Ross in a while. She
In a
ain't
long
dressed in a
time.
while.
hmm
We see her at
And,
the
and that,
Queen Supreme Court. That's where we see her. That's
and
the
that's
last
and
time
that's
I
why.
saw her was in Baltimore when I rode up on her at the Queen Supreme Court. That's the last time I saw Funky Dineva Ross until tonight.
And it's been
And
so
that's
long
why I
that club
said
is
that.
even closed
saw
down.
her in
And
Miami.
listen, and that's why I said that when he came on, when I clicked on the video, the two things that stood out was that lipstick and that green screen, and and because he didn't put no filter on it, no
Nope.
casing or nothing. It was
Nope.
raw. It took you
Yeah.
back to
The
So when I
beginning. To
saw
the
it,
beginning.
it reminded me of how he did it in the beginning. And I said to myself, I said, whether it was intentional or not, I don't know. I said, but that tells you this is where this started. You just got here. I've been here.
Right.
Because you think about it, with that green screen stuff, you can edit, make the background look all nice and soft and all this
It
other
wasn't
stuff. I
about
said, oh
that.
no, it wasn't. It was
It was
just let
about.
me
I mean,
show you.
he pulled full character. That's a girl, and he pulled full
Listen,
character.
he was drinking out that bottle. I said, "You drinking Taylor Port?"
Child, listen, that's Funky Dineva Ross. Funky Dineva Ross is a
Mhm.
Banji girl. She's Banji. That's what
Mhm.
she is. That's what she gives.
Mm.
Funky Dineva Ross will take off her shoe and start clipping her damn toenails. That's
Oh,
who she is. You know, she's just out of
Mhm.
order.
She
That's who
had
she
on some
is.
old pussy pink lipstick.
That baby.
I
That was
wanted
the
the
time
red
right there.
lipstick. If she would have had on the red lipstick, you would have knew she was ready to read.
I knew where we were headed. I said, oh,
Ooh.
then again,
So
you
so
said
let me ask you guys a question because I saw a comment earlier, and somebody and then the gentleman earlier, I think he mentioned something about um him doing going to TS Madison, something he referenced TS Madison, and I said to myself, I said he's not going to backtrack those steps that he did to get to Fox Soul
oh no,
because like he made the comment, he was talking about the Howard professor. He said if that lady don't never work another day in her life, she can say I was the president of Howard. So he's not going to go back and do all those things that he was doing to get where he was going to outside of just showing love to folks who just want to see him on his platform. But at this point in his life, assuming that financially he can just take care of himself, whatever, anything that he's going to do is just going to be for the fun of it, for the hell of it, because good or bad, people are going to talk shit and they're going to say, oh, he fell off. He's back doing this. He's back doing that. Well, guess what? He could have been doing that stuff anyways, but
yeah,
because he's a person who has leisure in their life, unlike a lot of us, you know what I'm saying? Unlike a lot of us, he doesn't have to do that. And that's what people are missing because the truth of it, I mean, we talk about multiple streams of income, building generational wealth for our families, and all this other stuff. Al is a very educated, smart man. You know, Claudia, she's accomplished. She's done a lot of great things. But between Al and Claudia alone, they got 32 jobs.
yeah.
right.
And they're going to be
You
fine. I
know,
mean, Claudia and Al are going to be
absolutely.
fine to do
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is, but the TGIF brand itself, I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
and here's the thing. She's opening up that chair. You got other people who's going to bring different energy. The show will change and it'll be whatever it's going to be. Funky is going to be fine. We just
Right.
got to get
Mm-hmm.
past the beef. Once the beef is over, both things can actually exist. But if he wants to go head to head, they're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
going to have a problem.
Absolutely.
We need this
Who
beef
you
to actually
who you think's
just
gonna have the biggest
dissipate.
problem?
Well, they're going to have a problem because they're going to be the ones. They're the ones that need. He already has.
Right.
He already
Right.
has. He doesn't need
Right.
to do anything. He doesn't have to get any guests. He doesn't have to do anything with production. He doesn't have to do anything but push the damn button.
That's
He
it.
already won. He don't have to do anything. All he has to do
That's
is push the button because nobody cares. Nobody cares about the intro music. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about none of that. All he needs is a $9 wig. And he don't even. Well, yeah, you need the wig because that bring that character and do what he do. Go into the character. Boom. Push the button and go. He doesn't need anything. He is a built-in show. They got to get. They are an ensemble. They got to make sure everybody's together. They got to make sure that their topics are together and all that. He ain't got nobody to worry about but him.
Did you guys notice?
He can freestyle. That's part of his talent. He can freestyle. When it's just you can freestyle. They can't freestyle with them and somebody else new.
Because did y'all notice? Did y'all notice the other day, last week, when Claudia was on there, they had Al reading the comments, and he couldn't get the comment situation right, and because he was, you notice that he was trying to read the comments, and he was like, Carolina, help me out with these comments. Like Q did it so seamlessly because could tell
that's what he does.
Yeah,
that's what he does. That is not what Al does. I wouldn't, and I really don't have anything against Al, but I would not be over at Al's YouTube channel watching Al. I've never watched anything with Al Reynolds until he came to TGIF. He's not. Al is an intellectual.
But
he's not an entertainer.
All had their strengths. Like when it
he's not an entertainer. He was the cool head. He was the smart guy. That's why I was saying when I did my video when Funky first left, I was saying I wasn't even looking for a trans woman or a biological woman or any. It needed exactly what was there. You got one bisexual male who's an intellectual. You have one biological woman who is there, and then you had one fully gay male, and that was what made up the platform. You didn't need it. The dynamic was going to change. That's why I always said either Alexander Rogers or Conscious TV, because they're both fully gay males, and they're just the same, and they're quick and they're witty, just like Funky. But I said no to Flame Monroe back. If you pulled my video from last week or the week before, whatever it was, I said no to Flame Monroe back then, and it wasn't about a beef with them. It was about it's not a seat for a trans woman. I said no to Maddie, and y'all know I love Maddie. I said no to Maddie.
Right.
It needed a gay boy, which is what it had. Bisexual, gay, female. That's what that show is. That's what that show has always been. That's what it's always been. That's just like the Sister Circle. Everybody knows I love Selena, I love Quad, and the other two ladies, Rashawn, love them. But that show was a show about 4 women. Q didn't need to be there. Right. The best thing that they did was send Funky home. Sister Circle did not need a male, period. Sometimes it is just for the girls, not one of me, not a trans girl, not a gay male. It was Sister Circle was just that. It was a circle of sisters. It was 4 Black women, and that's what the brand needed. That's what the brand thrived on. That's what it was. And I watched it from the very beginning. The very beginning, I watched it every episode, and when Funky was there, there was something off. Something was off. As soon as he was gone, I said, bingo, they got it.
And he wasn't in his element either.
They made him his face. He's the DJ. Yeah. They would throw a question at him. It didn't even flow right.
Right.
Some things are just what they are. Now, I really don't want this beef. I don't want this beef. Either. Yeah. I want everybody to get what it is that they can get. Now, if she's doing, I hear somebody's television in the background. I hear somebody's television. I think it's J Love. Yeah, because that'll flag my video. So, when you get ready to talk, J Love, just unmute yourself. What was I saying? Oh, okay. I don't want the beef. I really don't. I don't want the beef. I don't want it. I want Claudia and them to do what it is that they're doing, because this is going to give opportunity to people. It's giving an opportunity to Flame. It's going to give an opportunity to Conscious TV, and I want that for them. I want them to get their shot. So get rid of the beef, and then they can still thrive over there and do what they do. Funky, I'm not worried about Funky. Funky's going to do Funky. Funky's going to be all right. Funky's going to be paid. Funky has a following that's going to take care of Funky. So we just got to get past this beef. If they shut up and leave him alone, he'll shut up, because that's just him. But if you poke the bear, baby, they're going to battle. Yeah. They're going to battle. And I don't think they'll come out on top. Go ahead.
I'm interested in what Funky is going to do tomorrow night.
He gonna be funky. He gonna show out. That's what he gonna do. He gonna show out worse tomorrow than he did today. Now y'all know how it goes.
Yeah. And after listening tonight, I really thought he was aiming at Flame Monroe. But listening to everyone tonight, I'm thinking, oh, he's hitting Flame. He's hitting Claudia. He's hitting everybody.
The whole brand.
He said, he's hitting everybody. And I guess Al somewhere just sipping a drink saying, not me, girl. I guess Al is like,
Al ain't finna say nothing.
He said what he meant. It's going to be 8 o'clock tomorrow. We're all going to be in our spots. And it's going to be, oh, you know what? While y'all are all here, I already put it out there. My birthday is the 9th, January 9th. So tomorrow at 9, January 9th at 9 o'clock, I'm having a virtual cocktail sip for my birthday. So everybody come back when all this go down, because they be done fighting in an hour. At 9 o'clock, y'all come with your cocktails and come and have a virtual sip with me. I'll be 52 years old.
And happy birthday.
I'll be 52.
Happy birthday.
Thank y'all. Y'all come back and have that cocktail with me.
It's going to be a soiree.
It's going to be a nasty piece of old Capricorn soiree. But we're going to all be in our spaces with 2 devices trying to figure out what's going on at 8 o'clock, because they're going to show their ass again.
We're going to be right there with the popcorn watching.
They're going to do it. They're going to do it. Child, if I don't know everything, but I know this. I know this YouTube thing.
I know that's right.
You, the last time we had this type of situation go on, a whole sector was created. A whole sector of people with the
speaking of the beefs, right? So I don't really watch Michelle anymore. Like, no joke, I used to enjoy her website when she was just running straight from the A. I used to really enjoy her website back in the day. I don't care for her on YouTube. But that's a whole nother story. So I saw that she was live after everything. Not sure when she started. So I jumped in to see what she was talking about. And she was going in on Claudia and making jabs at Funky Dineva. And I hardly comment on a lot of people's lives. Mostly I just watch and move on. But I was just pressed to say something. And I made a comment in her live. At this point, it was right before I logged on to you, James. So it's probably like 9:10, 9:15. And she only had like 1,000 people in her live. And I made a comment. I said, girl, just let it go. Like, why are you so, and in typical her response was, I could talk about who I want to talk about, because da-da-da-da. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I say, like you said, let them fight it out, and then everybody goes to their corners, you reset, and everybody move on. But in terms of the YouTube sphere, she's one of those type of people who can continue to drive wedges that typically weren't there. Right. She would be one of those people, and I'm not saying that not so much that she's powerful, but it's one of those things where it's enough people who watch her faithfully, rightfully so, and they'll make what's happening with him and Claudia and him and Funky and Claudia and Funky and Fox Soul about karma for something that happened to her.
She's a
because
beefer.
she plays the
She's a
because she
beefer.
plays
She
the
literally
because,
is a beefer. She knows how to keep that beef interesting.
yeah,
Because there
and
are
that's
people
it.
who are still interested, and he kind of ignores her and everything. But she knows how to keep that beef interesting. Listen, she keeps her plate filled. It is what it is.
Yeah,
We
and
just got to
just
look at it for what it is.
mark my words. She's gonna make something there that's not there just to egg it along or push it along. So
Oh yeah.
like you said, as you're watching this sector break off, because at this point, for the most part, the folks who branched off from the Maddie and Kaya beef, they over there, they doing their thing. Their platforms are what they are. Like, if you think about it, things have been quiet for the most part. Anything has been subtle. Most of the things for some people have been subtle. But this right here, it could turn into something really, really ugly, really, really nasty, depending on what side you take. And the crazy thing is, this issue has nothing to do with the people on YouTube. It's just going to be their commentary and how people are going to respond to it.
Right.
That's going to make it a thing.
That's how it happened before.
Somebody said something. Somebody said something earlier in one of the comments earlier when Q spoke on it, and because like Richie Sky and Bondi, who I enjoy their stuff, they were all like, "Oh my God, what happened? Oh my God, what happened?" And it made me think about when you was talking about the YouTube sector, made me thinking about them. A lot of the people that they're going to be expecting to get into the mud with them aren't going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to piss a lot of people off too, because they're going to be expecting certain people who they know that Q has friendships with to go head to head with a network. You get what I'm saying? No. So I can see it, James. You was right on about that YouTube sector and how that fractures when stuff like this happens.
Mm-hmm. I actually, I mean, I'm there. I've been there. I walked this walk. I don't want this. I don't. That's why I said when I saw it, I knew exactly what I was looking at, and I kept, you keep trying to push it down. Like I said, like that old boyfriend, you'd be like, "Oh, child, but he make me feel so good," but he'd be like, I know he ain't good for me. So you keep trying to push it down, but he just keep on coming, honey. And that's how it was coming. I was like, "Oh my God, this is gonna be bad."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it was
it
good at
is.
the same time.
Yeah, it was. It was like watching. I swear, it was like watching an accident and you trying to see.
Try
It
to
was
turn your
like being
head, but
on
you
the
couldn't.
interstate. Yeah, I was watching. I was like, no. You didn't know whether to like tell them to stop or to keep going. It was just,
I remember.
oh,
I can't remember exactly. Was it Jeffree Star? It was two.
mm,
It was two Caucasian large YouTubers that were going at it. That is like the most. I didn't even think it was entertaining. It wasn't even
mm,
entertaining to watch when they did that number battle. There was this number battle going on, and you
mm-hmm,
see their subscriber numbers dropping, thousands and thousands of people dropping off of their subscriber count at a time. It was horrible. As a
mm-hmm,
YouTuber, I was like, oh my God, like to just see the numbers. I mean, I got 40,000 subs. There was people losing 40,000 subs in 10 minutes. They were just dropping off.
mm.
James Charles, and was it James Charles and Jeffree
Yes,
Star?
James Charles. That's the one that
Yes.
wears
It
hair
was
frozen with the lip.
horrible. That was horrible. I'd say nobody won in that. That was horrible. I felt sorry for them. I felt sorry for the subscribers. That was horrible. That was horrible. Oh, there go my Supreme number 3. She said Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson, and James Charles. That was horrible.
And then that girl MUA too.
Yeah, that was bad. That was really, really bad. Really bad. So I don't want to see nothing like that. I want I don't want this to end abruptly. I do want the people that they have lined up to do Foxhole to get their shot. I want again. I'm not worried about Funky. Funky gonna be okay, but I don't want to disrupt what could be for some other people coming up behind them with that.
Yeah,
I get it.
I don't know, but again, whatever they decide to do now, I'll be over here, honey. And if they over here cleaning up, honey, I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be watching and just shaking my head like, oh God, honey. Ugh.
yeah. So James, I got a question. I got a little messy question, real quick.
Okay.
And if I'm out of line, just let me know.
Or I got an old nasty piece of messy answer.
Okay. And forgive me because I'm a little out the loop because after a while I stopped watching because I got confusion. And I don't know if this name is taboo or not, but
It must be a beef sector person.
yes, sir. Because I was all in after Vegas for a while, but I'm really trying to understand what happened to the bromance, the brotherhood with you and old boy. Like what
Sean
really
Bradley?
happened there?
Sean
Yes,
Bradley?
because yes, sir. Because you took the high road. When I tell you, I applauded you from afar for so long because you really took the high road, and I was just like, yes, yes, yes. But what I saw and what seems to be a trend is that it people say if it's always something, maybe it's you. I saw that. I said it's him. It got to be him. Can you speak on that for a hot second?
Well, the breakup was quiet at first. It was quiet at first. And just in the long and the short, not really. That's like that's YouTube history. It's not just beef. That's YouTube history. The breakup was quiet at first. It's like, okay, well, we're just not gonna work together no more, and that was that. But then it became a situation of choosing sides and people coming after you from your camp. That's how it got nasty because I never allowed my people to attack. My people, I told, don't be nowhere fight, and I still do to this day. My people, I do the fighting around here. I do the entertaining. I call the shots. You be entertained, and if it comes to a time where there's got to be some fighting, I do the fighting. You don't do the fighting. I do the fighting. I take the lumps. I do all the swinging. But everybody don't operate like that. So I was being attacked by people from the crew, and it went too far. And I said, leave me alone. Don't do me, because if you do me, I'm going to do you. And when I do you, I do you. So that's all. That's how that's how it went. Yeah, I got stalked, I got dogs, I got, people talking about my children, all that good stuff. And what did you expect me to do?
Yeah, because you was real classy about it for a long, long time, and I had to applaud you because, I in the beginning there was a time where I enjoyed his lives and his morning rides in, and I would listen to his stuff, and then it took this dark turn on his page, and it was just so much, and after a while I couldn't keep up. I was like, I just cannot. But when you speaking about it being quiet, now some of the things that I saw made sense because there was a time where you weren't giving it any energy, and I felt like he was mad because you wasn't giving it any energy. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of started, and then I'm not one of those. I do hold grudges.
Yeah.
I do hold grudges.
Yeah.
And when you start, you don't tell me when to stop. That's the biggest issue with people with me. They start, and I don't stop till I get tired. And I don't get tired very easily. So
I applaud you. I wanted to applaud you on that because I've been wanting to ask about it for a long, long time, but kudos to you because now he over there with Susie Vegan Sippy, the girl who was trying to sell Sister Locks or some shit back in the day.
Okay, so we ain't advertising beef sector, so
I know,
I'm gonna
but
cut it there.
I know, but thank you for clearing that up for me because I always wonder. And I'm gonna let y'all go. And James, I thank you for bringing me up. I always appreciate it and enjoy your page. You keep it very, very classy and funny, and I enjoy it. And you ladies, everybody, you guys have a great rest of your evening and enjoy your weekend. And I get no, it's not the weekend. Well,
No,
it's
we
my
just at the
weekend starting
beginning,
tomorrow.
baby.
Yes, yes. My
It's a
weekend,
throw down the gauntlet week.
my weekend starts early. Yes,
Okay.
but if listen, if you back here tomorrow night, I'll be back here with y'all tomorrow night.
Yeah, we'll be here drinking tomorrow and probably
Yes,
speaking
sir.
about this. And we'll be speaking about this, but just with cocktails in our hands because I'm sure it'll
Yes,
still
sir.
be going down.
Oh, I'm sure. But y'all have a good night. Y'all have a good one.
You
You
have a
too.
good night,
Thanks for coming
beautiful.
up.
All right, y'all. Good night.
All right, and what time is it? Where are we at? It's oh God, it's
It is
11 o'clock.
11:15 Eastern.
It's 11:15.
It's
Any final words? Because we're gonna break it down from here. I'm gonna let you ladies have y'all final word, and then we're gonna get on up out of here.
well, the only thing that I have to say is that I think he proved his point. I think he made his point. He proved his point. He showed him. He showed him how it was done. How it's did. He did it.
Yeah, he
I
did.
mean, hey,
He gave him the blues, honey.
you did it.
Gave him the blues.
Hey, J Love, I'm so happy to see you.
I don't know why
Yes.
she turned her camera off with her pretty self. I said,
Right.
maybe she don't want to look at us. I don't know.
I'm like, oh my
Hi, Rodney.
goodness, she is beautiful.
Thank you. My final words are I can't wait to see what Funky does tomorrow. I can't wait to hear what Flame has to say because Flame went on Instagram Live right afterwards
Oh boy.
and had about 80 people in the live. And I love Flame Monroe. I am a Flamette. And she, we was talking around it, but talking to it at the same time.
That's Flame.
Talking
She's
around and
a
talking to it.
wordsmith. Yeah, she's a
But I
wordsmith. She's an old girl.
But I really want to know, looking forward to what Claudia has to say. I think Claudia is going to take this personal.
Oh, I'm sure.
Flame knows what's up.
I think it was meant personal.
It was, you know what? Absolutely.
It was a direct hit, honey. It was a direct hit. Because remember, the show is Claudia's show. So it was a direct hit.
It is Claudia's show. And I am just looking forward to what's going to happen this week. I don't like the mess, but I'm going to have my popcorn and my snack mix ready for the mess. All right.
Yeah, so they're going to be on at 8, y'all. 8 Eastern time, 9 Eastern time. We coming over here for the virtual cocktail sip, and we could discuss it some more.
Absolutely. My final words, I have to say, so far, 2024 is lit.
Kaboom, kaboom.
And I think Fox Soul, if they were smart and they were strategic, they would actually incorporate Funky in a segment.
I don't know. It probably could be done, but it would all because see at this point,
it depends.
It's all whether Funky wants to play.
But they couldn't make Flame. They couldn't make Flame.
No, it ain't got nothing to do with Flame. She's
no. I'm just saying how they spin it, the commentary, just so that it gels. But if they played it right, it could really spin and it could go really well. But with Funky doing what he does best, you know.
Yeah, they might not want to poke the bear. They might not want to poke the bear because he's not done any individual yankings.
Yeah.
And if you push him into a corner and he start yanking, reading, and serving, Fox Soul not ready for that. Because they can't even respond like that from the Fox Soul platform. They wouldn't be able to respond to what Funky would lay down. So that please, Fox Soul, don't do that. Don't push that boy in no corner like
Are we
that.
all familiar with Miss Charlene?
Child, yes.
Well, this is how I feel about that. She has this little short, and it goes like this: I want the smoke. I want the smoke.
Want all of it. Love it.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm just gonna watch, and again, and child. Okay, I know how the other thing turned out.
For your birthday.
The
Child.
birthday. It's your birthday.
Hey.
I didn't know it was
For
going
your
to go.
birthday.
I didn't know it was getting ready to blow up like this. Child.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
got my folks out here fighting, honey, but we gonna watch and see what happens.
To be continued.
All right,
All right.
y'all. I got to go to work in the morning. Love you.
All
I
right, my
love you,
love.
James. God knows a
Thank you,
deal.
baby. Mwah.
Mwah.
Get some good sleep, you all, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, you all. So listen, a lot was said. There was a lot of information given. Like I said, we're just going to watch. All we can do at this point is really just like watch and see what happens. Again, I really don't want that full out, destructive beef. I really don't want that. But again, there's no way of controlling these things. They're going to be what they're going to be. It is what it is, child. So with that being said, thank y'all for hanging out. Like I said, 9 o'clock tomorrow, I will be back. Have your cocktail ready and in hand. We're going to chit chat, we're going to laugh, and we're going to just have a good time. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. And we are out of here.
And feel like